Okay, YouTube, it's Sunday, January 29th. It's been 2 weeks since I made a video, and I'm noticing that the views are starting to rack up, starting to get a little more views on it, and I want to thank everybody for that. Also, a few more subscribers. Thanks for that. But in order to keep that going and getting better, I need to keep posting videos, which I've been neglecting to do. I also, actually, several reasons for it. Haven't really gotten that much work done to the truck or anything else. But today we're going to get a little bit done. As you can see, manifolds are still hanging there since I painted them. Haven't done much more to the truck itself. But the one thing I've done, here's something I have done since my last video, is sandblasted all these parts that I took off when I tore down this engine compartment so I could get to everything. And today I'm going to try to do a little painting. Probably won't paint everything. And yesterday I did go out and buy me a new spray gun kit. Not a fancy expensive one, it's a cheap one from Harbor Freight, but it's a pretty nice little kit for the money. It was $49.99 for this little kit, and I think these little guns will be good for painting chassis parts and such, stuff like that. I'm going to buy me a better debellis gun when I go to shoot the entire truck, shoot the truck body. Right here is my old gun that I used to paint a few cars with. I painted my Trino with this, my 64 Fairlane, an old truck that I don't own anymore, a Cougar I don't have anymore. It's been a decent gun, but I really like the idea of the gravity-fed bottle a lot better. So I'm going to retire that old gun. Maybe keep it for backup or emergency, and use these cheaper guns for this, especially this POR 15 paint that I've been using, and the like manifold paint. This stuff's kind of hard on a good gun. It tends to clog it. It's hard to clean them out, and so we'll see how all that works out. So I guess today I got my shed warming up in there. If you can hear the torpedo heater running in there, I'm going to go ahead and hang some of these parts. Won't paint them all today, and we'll play around with my new gun and see how it works. And I guess to hopefully make this video a little more interesting, I'll try to film a little bit of a spraying. Okay, I'm going to pause the camera and I'll be back after I get some parts hung and start doing some spraying. Okay, we're back. I got my parts hung in the shed, and I just want to show you a little bit on the paint that I like to shoot here. This is, actually that's chassis black. What I do with this POR 15 paint, I found it on eBay, which you can buy it directly from their website, and other people sell it too. I think Summit sells it. But on eBay I found these little bitty 4-ounce cans, and you can buy it by a 6-pack. Comes in that box there. And you can actually get mixed types here. See, we got the rust preventative paint, which is supposed to go directly on bare metal, and then you got chassis black, which I'm sure it's good to put on bare metal too, but what I like to do is give it about 3, maybe 4 coats of the rust preventative, and then go over top of it with the chassis black. Chassis black is a little more glossy, sets up hard. They both set up hard, but the chassis black just looks better, got a little bit more gloss, and I think the finish is a little bit more durable to sun. Stuff like that. So let me set this camera down. I think I'll just go ahead and pause it. I'm going to get these cans open and show you a little more on this. Okay, I got the rust preventative can of paint open, and I just want to show you little things that I read on the instructions on the can on how you're supposed to use this stuff. They say don't shake it up, get it open and stir it. And I found out the hard way why when I was ordering the bigger cans. I think it was a quart. And if you don't, this is another reason I like the little cans too. What happens is you shake it up, you get paint all over the lid, all up in here where it seals. And if you don't use that whole can right away, and then you stick it back together with a lot of paint on the lid, this stuff evidently has a really awesome bonding agent or something, because it will stick to it like some kind of super glue, and you can't hardly get the lid off. Matter of fact, the first can of this I bought it by the quart, and I used probably half of it, and then came back 3 or 4 days later wanting to reopen the can and use some more of it. I had to destroy the can lid just to get it apart, and that's why they recommend, which in this case I'm going to use a screwdriver, which I've cleaned off, and I will wipe it off immediately. But you just want to stir it up instead of shaking it. And like I said, with this tiny can, it doesn't matter. That's what I like about the little cans. I'm going to use it all anyway, but just wanted to let you know that if you do have a bigger can and you don't want to use it all at once, it's just make sure your lid and your sealing rim on your can is really clean before you put that lid back on, or you'll have a lot of trouble getting it back off. I've done that with other paints and never had done a short. This stuff here, it really sticks strong. It's kind of hard to describe, but anyway, I've got that stirred up. I don't feel any thick residue at the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and stick a screwdriver down in my paint, my filter funnel, or whatever you want to call it. Well, it won't go there, so I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this off, and we'll go ahead and pour all this in. I'm using the bigger gun, by the way. I was gonna try the smaller one, but that thing, yeah, maybe would have held all this. Now I'm looking at it, these cans are pretty small. Either way, we're going to go ahead and use this. Now this stuff will spray okay unmixed, but I went ahead and bought the reducer for it. Now here's what you got to buy if you want to use reducer with this stuff. POR 15 solvent, they call it. You can get it on eBay too. I recommend go ahead and getting it by the gallon. That way you got a lot of extra. And just to use all the paint I can, I go ahead and pour the thinner into the can. And I'm mixing it. I got a little bit more than half a can full of that reducer in here right now. So whatever percentage that is, I guess that would be, it's not half, it's not 50%. I guess it's more like 25%. So I'll mix that up. And I'll pour this down in there. Okay, I'm going to wipe this off again. Just go ahead and put that there. Stir this up. And I'm going to take the camera here with me and try to show some spraying here. Bear with me on that. This is a new gun, and I don't know how these little Harbor Freight guns are going to shoot. Guess we'll find out. Before I head in there, go ahead and get my respirator. I like these right here, especially with this paint, because this stuff sticks to your face and it's hard to get off. It's called a head sock for painting. Protects your hair and all that stuff. Get my little paint respirator. I need a better respirator. This is a Home Depot paint respirator. It's worked, but I think I'm going to spend some money and get a good Belvis one. A little bit more lung protection, probably better quality mask. Alright, got a mask on, and I always wear glasses when I spray this paint. I notice my eyes burning a lot when I spray it. Kind of keeps the overspray out of my eyes. Okay, I'm going to put the lid on this thinner here. And I'm going to wear my sandblasting gloves too, because this paint is really hard to get off your fingers. Okay. Go to the shed and hook up our air hose, and we'll see what happens. Let me pause the camera. Okay, I'm back in here. I got my gun adjusted here. Doing pretty good. I don't know how well this video is going to turn out. Just going to give it, because the light's kind of shining in and making it look dark on the screen. We'll see. Right now I'm just giving it a crack coat. And I kind of like this cheap little gun. I don't want to do a lot of spraying in here with the camera. Who wants to get overspray on a $379 camera, right? Okay. Probably need to turn the air pressure down a little bit more for a tack coat. It's awful heavy. Hang on a minute. Let me set this camera down. Oh, this video is going to be terrible. Let's see how it works. Let's see if I can edit all that out of there. Okay, it's kind of hard to, sorry about that, it's hard to paint and hold the camera at once. What the hell? There we go. And that's all the tack coat. Okay, I'll film the rest of this after I'm done painting these. I don't want to do a lot of spraying with this camera in here. Don't want to get overspray on my lens and stuff. But what I plan on doing is, I'm going to paint these 4 parts. Try to get about 3 coats of this rust preventative on here. And if there's any left over, I'll get a couple more small parts and finish the cup full. And then we'll have to mix up some chassis paint. And we'll finish up what we got. And this will probably be all we paint today. I just want to try my new guns mostly. Okay, pausing the camera again.